Welcome everybody. Let's start with the topic verbs and types. So let us all enjoy and understand the concept and usage of verb. Verbs are doing word that tells about the action done by the subject. Actually, verb is the heart of English sentences. Without verb, the sentence is not complete. So, verbs are related to a lot of other facts like the subject, person, number, tense, mood, voice, etc. The basic forms of verbs are these. 6 basic forms. Base form, example I have mentioned here, boys play in the field. Infinitive, example, ask him to play properly. This to play is infinitive. It always follow with to plus verb, infinitive. Past tense, they played football yesterday. Past participle, Aman had eaten a burger. Present participle, Serena is playing with a ball. Gerund, dancing is the best exercise. Different types of verbs that we have to know. First one is irregular verbs. Second is auxiliary verbs. Third one is modal verbs. Fourth one is action verbs, which consist of transitive and intransitive verbs. Fifth one is infinitives that I have already mentioned in the basic form also. To plus verb, usage of this type of combination is called infinitives. Finite verbs, non-finite verbs, linking verbs. So we will be discussing about all these types of verbs. First one is irregular verbs. Irregular verbs, you have to understand why it is called irregular. It is not written in a simple way as the other verbs are having their changes from V1 to V5. But this one remains something different. It don't add D or ED at the end of the word. See the example here. Fall, fell, fallen. Feed, fed, fed. Feel, felt, felt. Fight, fought, fought. Have you observed? Are they have any changes like adding D and ED? No. So that is why it is called irregular verbs. Auxiliary verbs used to express tense, modality, voice, emphasis, and it is most generally known or understood by all the students as a helping verbs. That means it helps another verb, main verb, by adding grammatical information to it. Here are the examples of such type of auxiliary verbs. Do, I do not feel like going out tonight. Have, I have just received his reply. Be, a model railway mart will be held on Friday. Will, he will not play volleyball. So these are all giving help to the main verb in completing the action. That's why it is called auxiliary verb. Understood? Good. A modal verb. A modal verb is a kind of auxiliary verb only, but the function is totally different. It assists the main verb to indicate possibility. It assists the main verb potentiality, ability, permission, expectation, and obligation. Examples of these verbs are can, could, must, may, might, ought to, shall, should, will, would, it is. How we will make use in a sentence? See this example. I may want to talk to you again. They must play their best game to win. She should call him. I will go there. Are you seeing this? These are the models that is doing or indicating the possibility, the potentiality, ability to help the main verb. So this is how modal functions. Action verbs. Action verbs indicate what the subject of a sentence performs. Action verb can make the listener and reader feel emotions, think more vividly and accurately. It comprises of two types, transitive and intransitive. Transitive and intransitive. Transitive verb is having subject, verb and object. That means a transitive verb demands something or someone to act upon. Otherwise, it is incomplete. Example, I painted the car. If I write I painted, the sentence is incomplete. That's why here the car is demanded by the transitive verb. I painted what? That means the car. So I painted the car. She is reading the newspaper. Intransitive verbs. Intransitive verbs do not act upon anything. Here you have to understand that it don't act upon anything. That means it don't need the help of any object. They may be followed by an adjective, adverb, preposition or another part of speech. Example, she smiled. It doesn't need any type of object. We understand. I wake up at 5 a.m. Here also, note, subject plus intransitive verb is sufficient to make a complete sentence. Understood? Good. But subject plus transitive verb is not sufficient because transitive verbs demand a direct object. Infinitives. Infinitive is a kind of verb that is verbally consisting of 2 plus a verb. 2 plus a verb. And it acts like a subject, direct object, subject complement, adjective or adverb in a sentence. Example, I can't afford to eat out tonight. Here, to eat is infinitive. Do you swear to tell the truth? To tell is infinitive. He appears to have the measles. To have is infinitive. Are you observing 2 plus a form of verb? Yes, you are seeing this. I have underlined. They planned to go on a road trip. Here also to go. 2 plus verb. So this type of verbs which you are using in a sentences, you can indicate tell that belongs to infinitive because it acts like a subject or direct object or subject complement as an adjective or adverb in a sentence. Finite verbs. Finite verbs are the actual verbs which are called roots of sentences. It is a form of verb that is performed by or refers to a subject and uses one of the 12 forms of tense and changes according to the number and person of the subject. Example, see here, Alex went to school. Robert plays hockey. Number and person. In first one, Alex is one. That means I am referring to one person, but I had spoken in past or written in past. That's why I have used this V2, went. Second, I have written in present. Robert, singular person, and having singular verb, plays. So this is finite verb. Finite verb, in short, you can understand that it changes according to the number and person of the subject. Is it clear? Non-finite verbs. Non-finite verbs are not actual verbs. They don't work as a verb in the sentence. Rather, they work as nouns, adjectives, adverbs, etc. Non-finite verbs do not change according to the number and person of the subject because these verbs are verbals. They don't have any direct relation or connection to the subject. Sometimes they become the subject themselves only. For examples, it can include this type of verbs. The forms of non-finite verbs are infinitive, gerund, and participles. Example, Alex went abroad to play. Here, in this sentence, to play as infinitive. That means non-finite verb. Walking is a good habit. Gerund, walking, is taking the part of the subject. That means is working as a noun. I have a broken bat. Broken, past participle. See, it don't change according to the number or persons of the subject. It is a verbal. That's why it is called non-finite verbs. Linking verb. Linking verb connects the subject and the complement. Generally, these linking verbs are called B forms of verbs, such as am, is, are, was, were. However, there are other verbs that work as a linking verb. These are act, feel, remain, appear, become, seem, smell, sound, grow, look, prove, stay, taste, turn, etc. These other verbs can function as a linking verbs as well as ordinary verbs in a sentence. See this example. He looks angry as a linking verb. He looked at the man. Ordinary verb. The food tastes delicious. Linking verb. They tasted the food. Ordinary verb. Thank you.